Actually, I've been with the shelter for just over 12 years now. It's been 2 years since I've been a clerk dispatcher. The clerk dispatcher's job usually consists of answering phone calls from the public and taking the calls for certain animals, like when they're running loose, and then getting into our system and dispatching the officers in order for us to let them know where these calls are so they can go and check on the animals or do whatever the situation is needed. We also handle the public when they come in person. We handle them going and looking to see if they're missing their pet. We take them back to see if it's come in. We handle the reclaims if they were here. We also handle people who find loose or stray animals that bring them into us.
So I just found a little terrier that was abandoned in the Woods apartment clubhouse, and I showed up. I always walk through with my dog, who I got from the shelter actually, and I was like, no, he was covered in fleas, and I just did not want to leave him. So instead of doing my video project that I had to do, I took him in, I gave him a bath 3 times with flea and tick shampoo, cleaned up his resume, and brought him on down here to see if he could have his owner again or get adopted by a new family.
Adoption is obviously like my favorite part of working here, is watching dogs and cats get adopted and seeing when they bring them back in for their shot, their rabies shot, or to get a new collar, or we get to see them. My favorite part is seeing them around town. I'll like run after people like, is that Sparky? Who is this crazy lady? But I just get so excited to see them with their families because it makes me feel like we're doing a good thing.
Can you tell her why you're so excited to adopt a dog? No, not gonna do it.
The adoption process is a multi-step process. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people, I think that they're gonna just come in and walk out with a dog. But we do have a little bit of a screening process because we want to make sure that people are getting the dog that's right for them, and the dog is going to a home that's right for them as well. So what we do is we have them fill out an online questionnaire, and we talk to them a little bit about it, and then we have them get in the yard or get a cat out of their kennel with the animal, just to make sure that everybody gets along and they're sure that's the one that they want.
It's easier to be able to connect with the dogs. If you are interested, they let you go out and, you know, spend some interaction with the dog and see if you can actually like have a good connection with the dog before you choose to adopt it.
Started looking at shelters, and for 3 weeks I came looking at the San Marcos shelter, and the 3rd week I came, I saw this golden. And I said, can I go check her out? And immediately when I went into her kennel, she laid in my lap and looked into my eyes, and I was like, this is my dog.
There are dogs in here that need homes and need to be happy, and it's better to always come here first just to see your options before going out and trying to buy a dog from somebody else.
We all have a passion for this, and we all have the same kind of understanding that a lot of this is more to help the animals that can't help themselves. So when we work here, we try to at least offer them some kind of assistance, especially if it's a cruelty animal that needs more TLC, or just a stray animal that comes in and obviously has been running loose for a while.
One of the big parts of my job is working with transfer partners. We have several transfer partners in the area, and then we also have several breed-specific transfer partners throughout the state. It's a huge relief for us because it helps empty out kennels, and we know that they're a really great organization and that every animal there is going to find a great home. As far as, you know, breed-specific animals, we've worked with a lot that have been around for 25 years, and then we also work with some that are kind of just starting out. We have a pretty thorough screening process for the transfer partners to make sure that we know that the animals are going to a good place.
Hot Lab, Heart of Texas Lab Rescue. We are a Central Texas breed rescue, which means we rescue lab mixes. We rescue around 200 dogs a year, rescue and adopt out about 200 dogs a year. From what I understand, they came from a hoarding situation where a gentleman had over 20 dogs in his house, large dogs. I think they said 28. And so some of them are lab or lab mixes, and so those are the ones that we're looking at pulling and evaluating.
The volunteers are the backbone of this shelter. We absolutely could not do all of the things that we do without them. They take our dogs for walks, keep them exercised, keep them social. They play with the cats, keep them happy, keep them entertained. They help us out with cleaning sometimes when we're behind. They go to adoption events with us. They do outreach events with us. They're involved in our foster program. They are integral to every facet of this operation.
I don't have any pets at home, so kind of fulfills that void of an animal in my life.
Gosh, I love so many things about volunteering. Number one, spending time with the dogs, cats, rabbits, and whatever else comes in the door. And hoping that I've made a difference in their lives so that they're able to get adopted and have successful homes, successful forever homes. I love working with the staff here. They're absolutely the best because they care so much about the animals.
As much as we absolutely would love to, we don't get a chance to walk every single dog and play with every single cat staff-wise because we are unfortunately too busy with the other aspects of their care.
I usually just take photos as well as like walk dogs, play with dogs and cats and stuff, but mostly I just take photos of new animals or animals that don't really have photos.
When I first started volunteering, I did walk the dogs, and I walked all the big dogs. Every time I'd come, I made sure I walked all the big dogs, and only because I felt guilty, I would walk the little dogs.
I like them.
As far as like families finding a new pet, I love seeing that. I love seeing them kind of walk out the door and they're just all so excited. I remember when I adopted my first dog and how life-changing that was for me, so I'm really happy to be able to give that to people.